Everyone. Finally, I was able to get to the stem cell education webinar. My name is Dr. Mansi Shah, and I have been doing stem cell education now just for about a year. And I got into this because of my personal story. So why am I doing this? Because it's such an important topic, and it's something that nobody is really putting enough light on. And I was able to change my life and my family's life with this. So that's the reason I have chosen gut health and stem cell education as one of my expertise. And as I learn more and more, I love to share more and more. So this webinar is just to get a little intro on what stem cells are and what it does in the body and how to look at them in different fashion, right? So stem cells, they are God's technology of creating us. When we are conceived in our mother's womb, stem cells is how we are created as a fetus. And that's the most layman or easiest way to make you understand. And right now, what I'm about to share is just strictly for education purpose. And I'm not here to treat, mitigate, or cure any disease states. And these statements have not been evaluated by FDA, just making a disclaimer, just here to share my knowledge. So there are many different types of stem cells out there. The way I like to look at them is in the fashion that their differentiating capacity, or more so their growth ability or regeneration capacity, right? So there's three major types that you want to look at. And depending on how they differentiate into different tissues, this is what we're looking at. So let's look at the three types that I would like to really put some light on today. There is totipotent stem cells. They are capable of giving rise to other types of cells. This includes the fertilized egg and subsequent new cells formed until approximately day 4 of the development. And those are the ones that I was talking about, the God's technology when we are created. So that's one type. And there is multipotent. I'm not going to the second one yet. There is multipotent, which is the third one on the list here. And they are called adult stem cells. And these cells can actually go and differentiate into different cell types. We will have a little diagram in the next slide, but these are the cells that you can actually now find here in the United States at some of the clinics. And it is a very invasive procedure, and you might even meet people who've gone through this, but it could be related to many risks that comes with the whole procedure and the type of cells that you're using with this, and of course the person's ability to have healthy multipotent stems. So those are the type that you can find here, and I personally haven't used that. I, in my journey, ended up using a pluripotent stem cell. So the third type is the one which is both embryonic stem cells and induced pluripotent stem cells, which is iPSCs. And these cells can give rise to all different types except those from the amniotic sac and placental. So these cells are basically able to differentiate into a lot of different types of cells that could be multipotent, and then they are generated from somatic cells. So let's look at the little diagram, which could make it a little bit easy to understand what I'm talking at. So you see on the top, there is the oocyte, totipotent stem cells, and blastocyte, which is how the human fetus now comes together. And then there is embryonic stem cells, that differentiates into endoderm line, mesoderm, ectoderm, and the multipotent stem cells. These are the ones that can be extracted from the bone marrow. They're also the adult stem cells. And then there is a whole differentiation that happens into lungs, pancreas, heart cells, red blood cells, skin, neurons, right? So these are the different types of stem cells, and how in the body different steps will create different differentiation, and the different organs are being helped through that. So there is a lot of research out there, guys. If you are really curious, you can start looking at research, and PubMed or Google Scholar would be a great resource site to go on and start putting things. But personally, I am someone who has used pluripotent cells, and it has really helped me and my family. I don't know if you have heard about my story, but I have gone through a major life challenging gut health journey, and to the point where my day-to-day was debilitated and I couldn't get out of bed. And I had really, I would say, intense ulcers, because they were, when I got them checked, they were really red, but they weren't like bleeding at that time. So they might have been bleeding when I was really suffering, but because of the situation with COVID, I couldn't get my endoscopy done. But they were all in my stomach area. And when I got the endoscopy done, they were still pretty red. And this was about, a good 8-9 months ago. I don't have those symptoms anymore since I got my stem cell treatment. And it has been a lifesaver for me, because I did feel like I was declining health-wise quite a bit. I know I don't look like it, right? Like, I look all this healthy and really glowy, but you just never know the battle someone's fought. So that's what happened to me. And I have so far gotten 2 treatments done with pluripotent cells, and it has drastically changed my health, my gut, and I'm still healing, of course. And I still have a couple more treatments that I'm going for. What really helped my dad was the long-standing COVID he was dealing with. He had almost about 8-9 months worth of coughing after he contracted Omicron in last year in January. And then it was really worrying me of how it was affecting his health, his day-to-day, his, productivity in his business. My dad is an awesome, amazing, thriving entrepreneur, and he still has many projects that he wants to do. And I really wanted to help him. So he also got pluripotent cells, and in about, I would say, 2 to 3 weeks, his cough went down drastically to almost just 10% being left. And then as time went by, and healing happened more and more, the 10% with time also went down drastically. So now he lives an amazing life. And I'm going to interview him when he comes back. He's in India right now. So maybe we'll share the testimonial with you guys on how he's feeling a year later. But if it wasn't for this and functional medicine and my whole, changes in the lifestyle, and looking at chemicals and how it impacts the body, and how our detox mechanism works, and how we can support the body to bring its highest healing potential, I wouldn't have been where I am today. So the reason I'm sharing this is how horrible it would be as a doctor, as a provider, not sharing what has really changed my life, right? And that is my short presentation, guys, for today. I didn't want to make it too long. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My inbox is always open for anyone who has questions. And make it a powerful day. Namaste. Take care. It was such a pleasure talking to you all today, and look forward to being on these webinars more.